Hey builders, I wanted to take a little time and explain what the Kyber system can do. So what it is an array of buttons that you can add to an RC transmitter that only consumes one channel of your transmitter and gets you an additional 15 buttons. And you can use those buttons for sound activation or motion control or sound and motion at the same time. So this is one example of how I've got it installed onto a transmitter with the 15 buttons mounted in the center. Another thing you can do with buying the board that doesn't have buttons on it, which is a lot smaller, fits inside the transmitter itself, and then you can add in custom buttons on whatever position you would want to put them. So you could add 15 buttons anywhere. You could do them on the back of the transmitter to allow for easily reaching while you're holding the transmitter. If your fingers are longer, you could put them on the inside. You could also put them along the top or along the sides. So again, that's the board that goes inside the transmitter, and when you're ordering, that's the one that has no buttons. The one that does have buttons comes with the buttons pre-installed on it, and it's made for an X7 transmitter. It comes with you can 3D print a box. I've got the file on the website. 3D print the box, add the board in, and then attach it to the transmitter. So what the system does overall is allows you to add, say if you want to play sounds. So you get the sounds with just a push of a button. I've got this one set up to play like 1 through 20. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, all the way to 20. And then repeats after that. So it doesn't play random, so that you don't have the chance of repeating a sound. And then we can also add the motions in. These are controlled by a Maestro servo controller, and I'll show you a little bit about that a little bit later on. But again, that will close the doors. This one will open and close them. This one does a little wave. And then this one controls the welding arm. So you can see that I've got the motion and the sound and the lights all programmed on one switch, and that's all controlled through the Maestro and the Kyber. This one does the CPU arm. And then, of course, we've got R2 screen. R4 doesn't do it, but this droid is multi-purpose, and I use it on R2 also. And then you can also program in a little tune if you wanted to, and then program in all the different motions. And then there's a switch on the remote that's an all-stop function, so if something is going wrong, that you need to stop everything, you just hit that, and then of course you can go back and close everything back up. So that explains a little bit about what the system can do. And then I'll show you this is the Maestro software. So it allows you to program all your servos in, give them a name, and then you can also set your limits. So this keeps you from overextending your servos in the operation, so that will extend the life of them by not pushing them farther than they need to be going. And then you also set all of your scripts and everything here, or your sequences, and then you can actually turn them into a script here, and it does all the programming for you, and then stores that in sequences, and then you call those in the Kyber software. So coming over to the Kyber software, again, there's no programming needed for any of this. It's all web interface. So you connect to the web interface on the Kyber, and then you bring up the programming board. So there's several things that you can set, and you can go through the manual and look at all of these different things. And then something I didn't mention earlier is that there is also a switch on there you can tie to it for button bank 1 and button bank 2, so you end up with 30 buttons or 30 functions overall that you can put on those 15 buttons. And then in this particular one, you can see where I had button 1 plays sound 101 through 112, and then you can see where on button 6, I had it play the welder sound, and then also had it play the Maestro motion. So you put those in, you hit the save, and then it's automatically dumped over to the Kyber wirelessly. No need to connect any cables or anything there. So that covers everything. Hope that I can think of. If there are any other questions, just let me know. Thanks.